So my top 3 tips for the Abstract Reasoning Subtest within the UCAT are as follows. Number 1. Hone in on the simplest box. The majority of questions in the UCAT are set A, set B, or neither questions. It may be that you're finding it a bit hard to recognize the pattern in these boxes. Well, one of my recommendations is that in each one of either set A or set B, you'll see that there's one box which is a bit simpler than the rest. It's not as complicated, it doesn't have as many shapes in it. Hone in on that box. If you can spot the pattern within this simplest box, and then test it against one of the more complicated boxes and it holds true, then it's likely that you've managed to spot the pattern and you should be able to get all the answers for the next 4 or 5 questions. My second tip would be learn the patterns. The UCAT doesn't change that much. The questions that come up in the Abstract Reasoning Subtest often stay the same, and it's all about pattern recognition. If you can come up with some sort of acronym or checklist for knowing which patterns to try and spot as soon as you see one of the common questions, set A, set B, or neither questions, then that will really help you to save time. The common patterns that always appear time and time again are things to do with the number of shapes or the colours of them. Edges, overlaps, directions of arrows, these are all things that you can look out for. My third and final tip for the Abstract Reasoning Subtest would be to know when to cut your losses. If you don't spot the pattern within 30 to 40 seconds, I'm afraid you're going to have to move on. It's better to move on and sacrifice a couple of questions until you find an easier pattern to recognise than to run out of time in the Abstract Reasoning Subtest.